Alrighty, this is Ray, K6NOV, net control station for the SOARA Tuesday Night Net. Before we begin, let's see if there's any emergency or priority traffic out there. If so, please call now. Alrighty, let's begin. This is the South Orange Amateur Radio Association's weekly membership net. This is net is held every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on Pacific time, now Pacific Daylight Time, and we are all short an hour of sleep. On these SOARA linked, now linked repeaters, 447.180 megahertz, 147.645 megahertz, and 224.640 megahertz. You can find out more about our organization at our website, SOARA.org. That's Sierra Oscar Alpha Romeo Alpha .Oscar Romeo Golf. This is a directed net, so please direct all traffic through this net control station, K6NOV. This net is open to all licensed amateur radio operators, and not only do we welcome, but we encourage guest check-ins. So we'll start up with announcements for the net. If there are any announcements for the net, please call now.
N6 RPR.
Dan, you're acknowledged. Any other announcements for the net? All right. Well, Dan, why don't you take it? N6 RPR, K6NOV.
Thank you, Ray. This is N6 RPR. I just wanted to let those who are listening know that K9JLF and myself were able to get the new super build mesh core repeater installed up at the Temple Hills location, and it's running exceptionally well. We're picking up way more neighbors than we had before, which is a good thing. So I encourage anybody that's listening to jump into the SOARA channel and take advantage of our new mesh core repeater. And with that, I'll turn it back to net control, N6 RPR.
Right, thanks for that, Dan. That's very cool. That's definitely my first hop. I think it's only like 1.7 miles from me, and I got line of sight to it, so that's a great addition. Any other announcements for the net? Please call now.
W6EDT.
All right, take it, Dale. Go for the announcement. K6NOV.
Sounds good. I'll let you make your propagator announcement, which I usually fill for you on, but you can do that. I just want to remind everybody next Monday is a general meeting, I believe. So look forward to seeing everybody there. And other than that, nothing much going on. W6EDT back to net, and consider me checked in as well, and I'll participate in the roundtable or however we do it.
All right, very good. And yeah, I'll do the announcement for the propagator now, which will be coming out shortly. I'm just assembling it now, and we'll get it out there before the meeting next Monday. And also, I think next Saturday, a week and a half from now, Saturday, is a SOARA Saturday as well. So that's upcoming. And then if you have anything you'd like to share with members or anything, even like links that you've gone to and found some useful information about ham radio, please share those with me and K6NOV at SOARA.org, and we'll get those into the propagator so that we can share some of that content with our fellow members. So I'll do one more call for any announcements. Please call now. All right. Sounds good. I think we're done with announcements. Let's move on into check-in. When you check in, please say your call sign phonetically. I'm still always slow writing things down, but that'll be super helpful. And then followed by your name. So check-ins, please call now.
N6 ESD, November 6th, Echo Sierra Golf, Glenn, Mission Vehicle.
I got you, Glenn. Any other check-in?
Alpha Echo 6 Hotel, Ray.
Kilo 6 Hotel India Victor, Knut. N6 RPR, Dan, if you didn't already check me in.
All right, I got Ray and Knut, and then Dan, yep, already had you checked in. Any other check-ins, please call now.
Kilo Oscar 6, Bravo India X-Ray, Dan.
November 5, Kilo Zulu Victor, Bob.
I added Dan and Bob. And any other check-ins? Last call. Call now if you want to check in phonetically with your name, please.
Kilo 9, Juliet Oscar Sierra.
Alrighty. We've got Kilo 9, Juliet Oscar Sierra. Can I get your name?
That's Joseph.
Alrighty. I think we got everybody. Thanks, Joseph. We'll start with our topic and go around. The topic tonight is, what is your best ham radio purchase under $100? And I've been thinking about that since I thought of the topic earlier today, and I've written down a few items, so I'm going to save those until I hear your items. But there's a lot of little things I've gotten for under $100, and it's definitely fun and easy to get into these things into ham radio and not spend a lot of money. So I want to hear yours as well. So let's start off at the top with Mike, Alpha India 6 Whiskey Echo, K6NOV.
Well, that would be a lot to think about. Since I do get a lot of equipment in that range and price range, it's really hard to say. I'd have to think about that one for a while. Alpha India 6 Whiskey Echo. Back to net.
All right, I'll rephrase it to one of the best purchases. Doesn't have to be the best. And anything that's interesting under $100 is a good one. Do you want to? You got anything in mind, or you want to come back on the second round, Mike?
Have to think about it.
All righty, sounds good. Okay, next up then is Dan and 6RPR, K6NOV. What ideas you got?
N6 RPR. This is really a hard one. I'll probably throw out my most useful purchase for ham radio under $100 is the 17-foot telescopic antenna for POTA use, MCOM use. It's just a super versatile under $100 item. That's probably the one at the top of my list. And I'll turn it back to Ray. This is N6 RPR.
That's a great one. Yeah, actually, I have that, and I didn't have it on my list. So that's a great addition. Great little antenna. I think I got that from AE6H. Gave me that idea when I saw him bring that to SOARA Saturday. And I set that up just for a quick activation down at Doheny Beach one night. And I had to shut it down. I had like 65 contacts within 45 minutes, all on 20 meters. And my voice was going out, and I was getting cold. It was starting to get dark and cold, so I had to shut it down. I still had people calling me. It's just amazing what that little antenna can do. All right, I'm going to go over to Dale now. W6EDT. What do you got? K6LV.
Well, I guess I must be shopping at the wrong stores, because I can't think of a whole lot that I've got for under $100. I mean, I bought a bunch of used stuff at the swap meet. So, maybe that tape measure dipole antenna is, or I did buy a buddy stick for about $100 too. So I guess those two things, two different antennas. Test equipment, man, not so much for under $100. Anyway, that's those are my choices this time around. So we're back to net.
All right, sounds good. And actually, I can think of one of mine items that you probably have used as well, and that's an Arden device. I bought the DT Link 5 gigahertz, the access point or whatever they actually call it. I think it's I can't remember the name of it, but those devices, you can pick them up for like $30, $40 and download the Arden firmware onto that, and even a technician can do this, and you can hook up onto the Arden net and just play with all that. So that's a great little device under $100. All right, well, thanks for that, Dale. Let's go over to Glenn, N6 Echo Sierra Golf, K6NOV.
Okay, this is Glenn, November 6 Echo Sierra Golf.
Gee, I just can't answer that question. My memory's not that good. But I want to know when's the next club meeting at the Murray Center. That's what I'm really interested in because I like going to club meetings. And I want to drop out on this discussion after this failed answer. So anyway, I got to get into bed. So, but let me know when the next club meeting is. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Glenn. And yeah, I'll put you down at 73. But the next meeting is this Monday, the 16th, at 6:30 at the Murray Center. The topic will begin. I don't know what the topic is off the top of my head. Sorry, but I think we gather around 6:30, and then we'll start the topic at about 7. So yeah, hope to see you there. All right, let's move over to Ray, AE6H, A6NLV.
Well, thanks, Ray, and got a couple of things here that have ended up being surprisingly useful. But my best deal was from SOARA auction, and it's a MFJ 945E manual tuner. Now, it's the second 945 I've owned. Both I acquired under $100. I shipped one to my shack in Maine. The other one I keep here is my base exploitation HF tuner. And this one in particular, I think I got it for something in the vicinity of $25. It was unworking. That's one of the reasons I got it a little less expensive. But a quick internet search showed that a common problem is diodes that actually protect and direct the current in the right direction to the meter more. Now, there's a pair of inexpensive diodes in there because it is a cross-needle meter. And that one needle shows forward power, the other one shows reflected. Hence the need for the diodes to keep the two separate. Anyway, so I think it was about an hour's labor because I had to remove some parts for access and then, of course, replace them after it's done. And two 50-cent diodes. And I have a very fine working mobile tuner. It's called mobile, but it works very well on base. It's good for 200 watts. Anyway, and it's cross needle, which happens to be my favorite. I've been looking for a third one to use for soda, etc. I have not been able to locate one under $200, which tells me my $25 buy with a little repair was an excellent buy, and therefore it ranks as my favorite. And it's a very useful device. And AE6H over in that.
Great, that's a great story. And yeah, I've got a great little radio I picked up at a SOARA auction. It's a 2-meter mobile, and it was one of the ones left behind, but a great Yaesu 2-meter radio. And I think I paid $20 for it. So some great things at SOARA auctions, that's for sure. Okay, let's go over to Canoe. K6HIV, K6LV.
I knew that would happen just as I took a bite of dinner. This is K6HIV from beautiful downtown Rancho Santa Margarita. Good evening to the net. Really appreciate the subject tonight. Something that makes me think. I try to avoid that as often as possible. More. The radio I have tonight does not have a timer on it, so I have to be careful. Yeah, I had to go look it up on Amazon. More really did see that, but it hadn't changed hands. I picked up. I saw it on YouTube. Some guy had one, and he mentioned it. And it's a four-legged base for an antenna or anything else you want to pick up. Flagpole. The reason you won't find it in ham radio is because it's designed for these flag things they had as real estate people put out on the lawn. You know, it's a big tall thing with a flag, cloth flag. It's not like a banner. It's just an advertising kind of thing. But it's really heavy. And so it's it's designed to withstand winds. and it was $45, and it works good for my sheep around the HOA antenna, which I also took Ray's advice for. So that suspenseful timing right there. I took Ray's advice on the 17-foot hereabouts telescope antenna, and it works as advertised by the three. And I'm sorry, I didn't make a note of who was selling it at the time, but talks about this little 20 meter quarter wave antenna work. This gives me a nice base for it. That and a sheet of EMI filter material. We could lay it down on the ground, put this thing on top because it'll make contact, 4-point contact on the material for good connection. Provides very good antenna that you could lay out, put up, and take down when you're all done in the HOA is on the wire. So that was a good purchase for around K6 HIV track connection.
Right. Thanks, Knut. That's a good one. And definitely a good thing to have if you're doing any portable operation, that's for sure. Let's go over to Dan, KO6BIX, K6NOV.
KO6BIX. As I looked around the shack tonight, my eyes lit on this little item here. For the price of my tech ticket, I got an Explorer QRZ1. Since then, I've made amends and spent a lot more money. So that's my story. Back to net. KO6BIX.
All right, very good. Okay, let's go over to Bob, N5KZV, K6NOV. And N5KZV, Bob, you out there? All right, we may have lost Bob. So let's move over to Joseph, K9JOS, K6NOV.
This is N6RP. I think we lost K9JOS. He told me he was signing off.
All right, got that. Okay, well let's ask if there are any other check-ins that would like to join the net. If so, please call down with your call sign phonetically and your name.
Kilo November 6, Alpha Sierra Romeo Dion.
Alpha Juliet 6, Lima Uniform Harold.
Kilo Oscar 6, Lima Alpha Hotel. Bill.
Bill, I lost that last one. I had Kilo Oscar 6, and then I missed the end of your call sign.
Lima Alpha Hotel.
Hi, we picked up Dion, Harold, and Bill. The topic tonight is, what is your best favorite, just neat purchase you made under $100 for ham radio? So up to Dion, KN6ASR, take it away.
The only thing I ever purchased besides this handheld I'm on now, this was more than $100, was a antenna for the car that fits between the window. When you roll the window up, and there's the MFJ something I forgot, but it was not expensive. It might have been like $25, but when I go mobile with that, it works pretty well. I did have a question. I'll pick it up on the next round. KN6ASR, back to that.
All right. Thanks for that, Dion. Yeah, I think I bought a mag mount for under $100 with a simple antenna on it, and that's a great addition to an HD while you're in the car. You can get much better reception and not as much interference with the car body being outside of that frame. Okay, over to Harold. And it's Alpha Juliet 6, Alpha Lima Uniform. Is that correct? K6NOV.
K6NOA, yes, this is Harold, Alpha Juliet 6, Lima Uniform. I want to show an ad on Craigslist. For $125, I could pick up a snifter for transmitter hunt, T-hunting. And it came with a Yaesu FT65 as well as a Kenwood VHF mobile radio. I thought, I called the guy, say, I come and get it right now. I happened to sell that mobile radio, and I still got the snifter and the FT65. And I think, well, you know, those are pretty much for free. So I thought that was a good deal, and I like the snifter, and I like that little FT65. It has 4 programmable buttons on it, so it's easy to use and great to carry around. Well, thank you for hosting the net. Back to the net. AJ6LU.
All right, thanks for that, Harold. Yeah, that is a great little find. And yeah, I did a little bit of tea hunting one time at a SOARA Saturday, but I haven't done a lot of it. So definitely something I should get back into. That's a lot of fun. Let's go over to Bill, KO6LAH. K6LAH.
Okay, so I'm a new general here, and I've got a brand new NEH-owned dual band radio, and I was not patient enough to wait for the antenna to come in, so I pulled the signal sticks off my handheld, and it's hitting Saddleback or Santiago Peak right now. You know, on low, because I don't trust it with the high wattage, but $35, and I'm able to get on a net, so I'm happy for that. Kilo Oscar 6 Lima Alpha Hotel.
That's great. Yeah, I have one of those signal sticks, and that is a great little antenna. And yeah, I think what is it, like $20 to $30, whatever. So that's a great one. I love it. All right. Well, let's go back up to the top of the list. I can. You know what? I actually haven't given my ideas yet. So let me do that. Then we'll go back to the top of the list. So 2 things I wanted to talk about was just 2 things you can do with the Raspberry Pi. One was the ham clock. You know, so I bought a Raspberry Pi. You know, those are all cheap, $35, something like that. And I had a monitor already. You know, that wasn't being used. And you know, download a ham clock, put that on there, and now the ham clock has been extended, and it's not going away in June, and you can still use it. That's a great little addition for the shack. And then the other little Raspberry Pi thing you can do with a Raspberry Pi Zero is I bought for like $30 an MMDVM hat that you can you know, get off of Amazon. You add that to your Raspberry Pi and download Pi Star, and you can build yourself a little digital radio hotspot. I can use my Fusion radio HD to be able to connect that up to that hotspot and hook up to any hotspot in the or any room in the world. So that's a pretty cool little thing for under $100. So let's go up to the top. Mike, have you had any ideas on this topic? AI6WE K6LB. All right, Mike may be off. So let's go back over to Dan. N6RPR K6LB.
Thanks, Ray. N6RPR. You had really good ones. I totally forgot about ham clock, and that's an awesome one too. I enjoy ham clock a lot. I guess the other thing I have, let's never forget, way under $100 are ever popular Chinese radios, which make great disposable radios in the $15 range. So that's probably my other steal on under $100 thing is I have a lot of under $100 HTs that I use for special events and whatever, so you're not really worried if you get them back or not. So that was my next spot, and I will turn it back to you. This is N6RPR.
Well, you know, with your announcement, I thought for sure you'd mention the like a mesh core device, which, well, I guess isn't necessarily ham radio, but it's still radio. And you can get a lot of nice little mesh core or mesh-tastic devices for under $100. So that's another one. But let's go over to Dale, W6EDG.
Well, thanks, Ray, and thanks for running the net. So I did come up with a few more. These are all kits. The Nino TNC is kind of a cool TNC, better than the Signal Link, I think, or at least more capable in many ways. doesn't use audio isolation transformers, but other than that, it's pretty nifty. And then the QMX, which I think is under $100, and then the Whisper transceiver, also by the same guys, QRP Labs. All those kits are, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are under $100. And you're right, I forgot about the Arden stuff. That stuff is relatively inexpensive. So yeah, my problem is I can't get anything high except Mission Hospital from my house. So I need to go up to Mission and get that fixed. I don't have a good mesh at the moment. So anyway, yep. A lot of, if you think about it, there is a lot of cool stuff out there for less than $100. So yeah, just have to think about it a little bit. That stuff doesn't stick in my mind nearly as much as the other stuff. Anyway, back to that W6CVT.
Awesome, great additions. And I'm going to have to check out that Nino TNC. I didn't know about that. So that's, I can always use another TNC, so that's nice to know. Okay, I think Glenn says 73. So over to Ray, AE6H, K6LV.
Oh, thanks again, Ray. This is Ray A6H. And Dan gave me a clue, which I would like to, probably one of my better, or several of my better buys were the K5/K6 series of Quangxing, Renovit, several. I think they're probably made by Baofeng, but or in the same factory. But they're a tri-band handheld, 4.5 to 5 watt capability, plenty for around the basin here to any of the SOARA repeaters pretty much. The beauty of them, I think the first one I bought, I paid $17 for. All of these, by the way, on Amazon. And then they went up a couple of bucks, so I bought 2 or 3 more. Now they're up to, I looked one up the other day for somebody, and they're like 25 or 6 now. But still, tri-band, 2 meter, 220, 440, 4 to 5 watt, and they seem to be reasonably well built, and I've had 0 problems with any of them. And what I do, they're so inexpensive, I charge them up, put them in the glove box of one of my vehicles. And I leave them there, and I try to rotate them as I think of it to recharge them, and so I put a fully charged one into place. Oh, and the beauty of them, too, is they're USB-C charged. They do come with a charger stand, but you don't need it. So you can also charge them on the fly in your vehicle through the USB. That, to me, probably is one of the best $17 to $20 I've spent there for usefulness. And as Dan observed, if something happens to it, you're not that worried. So anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. AE6H over to them.
And like Dan said as well, those are great radios to have, and I'm definitely doing that same thing, Ray, where I'm taking the extras and just charging them up, programming them, and throwing them in the glove boxes. So even if you forget your radio or something's not working, you always got a backup, and it's ready to roll. And then I'm kind of new to the Quashongs. I was getting the Baofeng UV5Rs, and I just got one because you can flash the firmware now on those, and there's guys out there that have rewritten the firmware to do CW on there. So you use 2 meter CW on these little radios, handheld. So pretty cool. All right, over to Canoe, K6HIV, K6LV.
This is K6HIV, and I kind of told my favorite story already and tied up in that, but I'm really enjoying listening. You gentlemen just mentioned the SOARA radios. I didn't catch the brand name, if it was something I'm not familiar with. I would appreciate if somebody could repeat that. I'd be interested in maybe putting a couple inside also. So I'll pass it back to Net Control and hopefully get some information. K6HIV.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be good at pronouncing it, but I'm sure you're familiar with the Baofeng UV5Rs. Those are one of the cheap ones. and then the Quashang, and it's like I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll look it up while others are talking, and I'll get it out there. But it's like Quashang, and then I think Ray. Why don't we go back to AE6H? And I think there's another brand too. So AE6H, can you comment on that?
Ray, the Ray AE6H, and well, yeah, I think it's Retevis, RETEVIS, but I'm not positive. I don't have one of them in front of me here on the shack. Like I said, they're all in the car. But the key is look for K5 or K6. That's Kilo 5 or Kilo 6, a little bit later model. Very little difference that I can tell. A big key, or all of them have a bright orange big knob. Actually it's the on-off volume knob, but it's upper right-hand top of the radio are all orange. So that's another clue when you see a picture of it. Yes, Quashang, QUANSHENG, I believe. But again, if you're going to go to Amazon, and that seems to be as good a source as any, is Amazon, and either Kilo 5 or Kilo 6 will be in the description. And those are the ones. And of course, another key will be, the price will be under $25. So anyway, hopefully that helps. AE6H, over to net.
Thanks, Ray. Yeah, that's super helpful. And yeah, Retevis, that was the other name I wasn't thinking of. So yeah, you got Baofeng, Retevis, and Quashang. And Canute, if you just go to Amazon and Google, just type in a close enough spelling and put the word radio in there, or K5 or K6, it'll probably come up. So, all right, let's move over to Dan, KO6BIX. Do you got anything to add, K6NOV?
KO6BIX, Dan? No, I'm having enough problems here copying down the spelling, and then I'll go straight to Amazon right after we're done here. That's all I have, KO6BIX. Back to net.
All right, very good. Let's see, I don't think we got Bob last time. I'll just give him one more shot. Maybe he was away from the radio. N5KZV, you out there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me now?
Coming in loud and clear. Go ahead, take a turn.
Excellent, thank you. This is N5KZV, and you guys are right on the Quashang. Ray, I've got one of those K5s, but I invested a little bit more money, about $80, and I got a Tango Kilo 11. And it's a really nice one. It does 11 meters, 10 meters, 6 meters, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters. And that's my story. With that, I will give it back to net control. N5KZV.
All right. Well, now I'm going to go to Amazon and check that one out. TK11. That sounds pretty cool. We'll have to check that out. All right. Thanks for that. And then Joe73, over to Dion, KN6ASR.
Wow, great information on this net. I was wondering, though, it mentions the portable telescopic antenna. What radios does that work for?
All right, well, that will go anywhere from 10 meter to 40 meter if you have the 40 meter coil on that. So any kind of HF rig, and as a technician, you can always run 10 meter single sideband on that. And of course, you can always do CW if you're into that or anything else like that. You might even be able to do tune 6 meter on there if you've got a tuner. But yeah, very versatile little antenna. You can change the height of the radiating element to tune it manually, basically, to whatever band you're going to be on. But that's what that little 17-foot telescopic antenna will do. Does that answer your question?
Yes. And what was the make on that one?
It's a kind of like a Chinese antenna that you can, I think it's RP. I'm going to go over to Ray 6H CC remembers because I got it from his recommendation. I want to say it's like a RPC 12 or something like that. Over to A6H, K6NOV.
Ray A6H, and thanks, Ray. And it's a PAC 12, I believe, but there are various manufacturers. The best deal for those is on Timu, and they're just the 17.5-foot stainless steel telescoping, antenna, and they come with a M8. I don't know. It's very close to the 3H24 that we use for our antennas. In fact, you can rethread them, but they come with a metric thread on the base. And then there's a red, and all it is gives you a 90-degree antenna or connection. It does have, it's threaded top and bottom. Top it accepts the antenna, and bottom it accepts a ground stake, so you can just a spike you can just drive in the ground, and the SO239 is on the side of it for your coax. But really, it's basically you're making yourself a quarter wave ground plane, and so it's good to use it with radio. So I use 4 radios per band, but you can get away with fewer, even more or slightly better, but 4 seems to be a good compromise. So if you want to work 20 meters, you need 4 17-foot pieces of wire which you spread out evenly to make a ground plane underneath it. And of course this thing is ground mounted at the base of it, and because it uses a spike that you drive in the ground, it's one way to mount it. You can mount it on other contraptions if you choose. And anyway, that's pretty much it. You can buy the whole antenna, or it's actually much less expensive if you buy it pieces, strangely enough. So just with some shopping on, in my case, Yelp. Not Yelp, correction, Temu, T-E-M-U. So that's my story again, and I'm sticking to it. 86H over the net.
Yeah, thanks for covering for me, Ray. And yeah, that was what it was. PAC-12, PAC-12. And I got mine off AliExpress. And it took a week and a half to 2 weeks to get here. But yeah, great little antenna. Let's go on over to Harold, AJ6LU, A6NLV.
Well, on the topic of cheap radios, I have a ton of HTs, but I thought for the family I'll pick up a couple of GMRS radios. And I got a couple of Alincos, so we put that in the backpack to go hiking around. I got a family license, everybody happy. Not too expensive, still gets you communicating. So yeah, that's an idea as well. Back to the net. Thank you for hosting. This is Harold, AJ6LU.
All right, that's a great one. Yes, I feel in the GMRS as well for all my non-ham family members, and it's a great radio service, that's for sure. Let's go over to Bill, KO6LAH. Got anything else to add?
I was looking on Amazon while you guys were talking about antennas, and that PAC-12 antenna, if you want to buy the whole kit, is at $145 on Amazon. But I do see that you can buy some pieces, so if you shop around, you might be able to buy it in pieces, like Ray said.
Yeah, and I think I spent like $40 for mine on AliExpress. So, and I just had to wait a little while for it to get here. But yeah, it's a great little antenna. All right, let's do a 73 round. But before that, let's just see if there are any late check-ins. Any late check-ins, please call now. All right, I think we got everybody here. Okay, let's do a 73 round, and we'll close this up. It was a great net tonight, everyone, and great ideas, and I learned a lot, and hopefully you guys all learned something as well. And let's see. Oh, I have just one more one I want to mention, the RTL-STR. You can pick those up for like $30. Maybe a little bit more now, I don't know. But, USB, plug it in, and you've got a receiver that you can, with software receiver on your computer, and you can see all kinds of bands and hear everything. It's a great little device. So the RTL-STR. Okay, let's take it off 73, everyone. Let's go start off with Dan, N6RPR.
N6 RPR. Lots of great info tonight. I'll throw a second to the TK11. I got one for Christmas, and it's a bitchin' little radio. You can even You can even tune it in and listen to the local CHP on it. Great radio. The 17-foot telescopic antenna. Most of you guys know I'm a Chameleon fanboy. They're definitely not in the price range you guys were talking, but if you want to learn a lot about what you can do with that antenna, check out their website and tons of information on how to reconfigure that antenna. Break. And the last one, I was being nice, Ray, and sticking to the script and not bringing up the mesh core stuff, because you guys all know I could talk for hours and hours on mesh core, but that's definitely where all my under $100 purchases are these days. And with that, I'll say 73 to everyone. Thanks for running a great net, Ray, and I'll turn it back to you in 6 RPR.
All right. Thanks for that, Dan. That's, your mesh core to you is like me talking about CW. You know, you can't shut me up. All right, over to Dale, W6EDT.
Well, thank you, Ray, and thank you for running a great net tonight. I also learned a lot about stuff I could buy for less than $100. There's definitely a bunch of good stuff out there, and that's the kind of thing you want to talk about on a net, because like you say, not everybody wants to spend $5,000 on a radio. So, thank you again, 73 all, and W6EDT back to net.
All right, thanks, Dale, 73. Ray, 86H.
Oh, thanks again, Ray, and I have nothing further. So, there's a lot you can do on a cheap ham budget. And when I first got into ham radio, my first impression of the hams that I met at SOARA at the time they were, let's say, very frugal, and probably spelled CHEAP. So that's perhaps where I learned to bargain hunt for amateur radio. And with that, I'll say 7-3 all and good nets. 86H over to net.
All right, 73, Ray. Canute, take it away. K6HIV, K6NOV.
Yes, really enjoyed the net tonight. Actually took some notes on some things. I appreciate your giving me that information on those 2 brand names. And another one I found when I went to Amazon. So already looking at it, some good ideas there. Along with a few other things that I found out, including that SDR. Amazon actually has a book on the hobby on these SDR modules. Anyway, pleasure spending the evening with all you folks. Thanks for doing the net, Ray, and 7-3 to all. K6HID back to back.
All right, thanks, Canute. And 73. Let's go over to Dan, KO6BIX.
KO6BIX. I want to thank Ray, K6NOV, for writing hard on us on the net tonight. Thanks to everyone else for all the good information. I filled up 2 pages. I'll see how it comes out. After that, I'll say my 73 and back to net.
All right, thanks, Dan. And, lots of good info tonight. 73. Bob, N5KZV, take it away.
This is N5KZV, and I also add my appreciation for your running net, and I think this was a great topic. Like Ray said, when I got into ham radio, there were a lot of frugal people there, and I really picked up the habit. So most of the stuff I've got is way less than $100. Not everything, but most. And it's always nice to be able to share this information and to gather other information. With that, I will say 73. This is N5KZV.
All right, thanks, Bob, and 73. Let's head on over to Dion, KN6ASR.
Thank you for running the net, Ray. Very excellent net tonight. 73 to all, and KN6ASR back to net.
All right, 73, Dion. Harold, AJ6LU, take it away, K6NLV.
Now we're talking about antennas to pair with radios. Ed Fong has these antennas that he has made by his students at UC Santa Cruz. It used to be $30, $35. They're now like $55, but excellent antennas, do the job really good. and a good addition to your chat. Well, I'll leave it at that. Thank you for hosting the net. This is Harold, AJ6LU, and 73 to everybody.
All right, thanks for that, Harold. And I'm talking to you right now on that Edmong antenna. That's out of sight, out of mind. It's just up there in my attic, and I kind of forgot I even got it. So, great addition to the list of under $100 items. That's for sure. So 73, Harold. Let's move over to Bill, KO6LAH.
Okay, thank you, Ray. I want to thank Appreciation for Net Control for running this net and the whole group for being really welcoming. This is my first time attending a SOARA Net. As a new general, I was a little tepid to come on, and you guys made this painless. So thank you very much. 73, back to Net Control, KO6, LAH.
Well, it was great to have you, Bill, and I'm glad you jumped on. And we're here every Tuesday night, so join us. And, even if it's just a check-in to say hi and check your radio or whatnot. So that's always a good one. So, all right. Well, hey, thanks for joining. And 73 to everyone. I learned a lot. Great net. I enjoyed all your info. So, thanks everyone. And 73, and I will close the net and return the frequency to normal operation. K6NLV.